Hola, welcome to Fan for Spanish Materials. Today's video is going to be about the present perfect. We already talked about this tense in survive. Actually, it was our first past tense we studied, we learned, but we are going to make an emphasis here about when to use it. Because even though we learned like how to conjugate it, yo he trabajado, yo he comido, yo he estado, tú has ido, right? Even though we know how it works, it's very important to know when to use it. We also learn the second past tense, which is the past simple, right? Yo fui, yo hice, yo comí, yo estuve, right? Yo trabajé, yo dibujé, yo caminé, and so on. And we said that this past tense, the past simple, is the most versatile one. You can use it always. But sometimes it's very good to use the present perfect correctly and know when to do it. So we're going to talk about the three situations when we use this past tense. The first one is past events with no date. Things that you have done, but you're not saying when. And this is very important. You have no idea, or the person you're telling doesn't know when this happened. So, for instance, like, have you lived in Mexico? ¿Has vivido en México? I'm not saying, did you live in Mexico last year? No, it's an open question in like time wise. Like, have you lived in Mexico? So, this is, there is no date here. ¿Has estado en Paraguay? Is there a date here? No. Have you been to Paraguay? No date. So, it's good. Uh, and we also use the alguna vez has estado en Japón. It's like, have you ever been to Japan? No matter when, but have you ever been to Japan anytime in your life? So there is no date. So this is the first rule and very important. And to practice this is just pretty much ask questions about all people's lives. Like, have you ever done? Have you ever been to? Have you been? Have you eaten? Have you tried? Just ask these kind of questions. Yeah, important. If you specify the date, you cannot use this anymore. Only if there is no date. Second situation, past events in the time frame. By saying the time frame is when you are still in that time frame. Today, this week, this month, this year, this century, etc. So, are you still in today? Yes, you are. Are you still in this week? Yes, you are. Are you still in this month? Yes, you are. So, as long as you are still in the time frame, you can use this. So I can talk about the past events that happened today. I can talk about the past, like the past events that happened this week. I can talk about the events that happened this month and so on. This century. I'm still in these centuries. Therefore, I am entitled to use this tense. I don't have to, but I can use it. Yeah. Um, Past simple, yeah. You can also use past simple for today, for this week, for this month. So this second rule, yeah, is cool if you apply it, but it's not a strict rule. You can use the past tense also here, the past simple, right? So yeah, it's not very like strict. The first rule is stricter though. This one is stricter, and this one you have to nail. Because if there is no date, you yes or yes have to use this one. If you put a date, you have to use past simple right away. You cannot use this any longer. Third situation, past events still going on. Things that you have done till today. So now, um, we use, right, the verb I have been doing, right? But you can also say I have done. Yeah, both are correct. So let's say yo he trabajado. I have worked. This is correct. Yo he trabajado. This is one option. But I can also say yo he estado trabajando. I have been working, right? So the difference is that here, yeah, I'm using I, or I mean, let's do example like here. Yo he, right? I have, and then estado trabajando. That means yo he, I have been working. And here I'm using the ing working, ando, yendo, which is the continuous. Same happens in English. I have been doing. I have been working. I have been traveling. Yo he estado trabajando mucho tiempo en la empresa. You can say that. As well as yo he trabajado mucho tiempo en la empresa. Yeah? So both are correct. These are past events that are still going on. Yeah? I have worked for this company. You're still working for the company. I have been working for this company. You are still working for this company and you have been doing it for some time. Yeah. So important here is that you notice the difference between yo he trabajado, let's say, and yo he estado trabajando. Yeah. That's pretty much the difference. Yo he trabajado. I have worked. Yo he estado trabajando. I have been working. These two are a little bit different, but they mean kind of the same thing. Good. So these are the three situations when you use this past tense. The third situation is really important to nail too, because with the past tense, the past simple, you can only talk about things that you did before and they are over, they're done, they don't exist anymore. Whereas this past tense, and that's why it's called present perfect, is because it includes actions that were happening in the past, but they are still going on in the present. So with this tense, we can talk about these actions that have been happening till today. Whereas with the past simple, you cannot do that. So that's very important to understand. So the first and the third are the most important two rules. The second one was for both past tenses. I hope you enjoyed this video. How to practice this? I have a couple of uh, like advices. First of all, of course, do your flashcard, quiz the flashcards and notes on writing if writing helps you learning. To use this in a real life situation, um, you can do these things. With a friend, have a lot of chats, and the first thing you can do is to play the Have You Ever. You don't have to play the Have You Ever, but just ask the person like, have you been to this place? Have you tried this food? Have you explored this area? Have you walked here, or have you been to this party? So just ask the person or your friend if he or she has done things. Also, it's good to get to know the person. Second thing, tell him or tell her what you have done this week or today or this year. They are all part of the time frame. They are in the time frame. And the last one is that you're going to tell her or tell him the things that you've done and still doing till now. So please use yo he trabajado, yo he estado trabajando. I have worked, I have been working. So you can use this as well. Yeah. So that will be it. I hope you have a lot of fun. Yeah. And that you get to practice this quite a lot and to master this present perfect tense. Thank you very much and see you in the next video. Hasta luego.